Welcome. Welcome to Well Balanced Videos on transport. Yes, we're going to be doing transport today, as you might have guessed from the picture behind me, and what a lot of different forms of transport there are. Did you ever think that you could do yoga about transport? Well, today that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have lots of fun being cars and trains and bicycles. So I hope you're ready to get moving, because you don't need transport unless you're moving. And I know how much you kids like to move. Great to see you again. Wonder what your favourite form of transport is. I really love my bike. Gets me around quickly and easily, doesn't cost me any money, and I'm getting good exercise while I'm going. It's a bit hard uphill sometimes, but I do love it. And I love the fact that I've got a basket on my bike and it's covered with flowers and it just looks great, and I have lots of fun riding it around. So remember the golden rules that we talked about last time. Respect yourself, be kind to yourself, don't do anything that hurts, and stay positive. You can do this. You can do the yoga. I know you can. So should we get started? Start on our sun salutation warm-up. Do you remember it from last time? Let's have a see. Because we need to say thank you to the sun, because it's keeping us warm and it's keeping the skies blue and ensuring that we've got a lovely planet to live on. So let's go on to our mat and off we go. So feet hip width apart. You remember to use your fists together to check that it's the right distance. And two parallel lines. You remember when I said the parallel lines are two straight lines that never meet? Just like the train. If the train lines went like this, the train would come off its tracks, wouldn't it? So let's have two parallel lines and hip width feet. And then we roll our shoulders back and roll our shoulders forward. We could pretend that we're trains, couldn't we? Choo-choo, choo-choo, choo-choo. Can you make a good train noise? Choo-choo, choo-choo, choo-choo. I'm not sure that was a good train noise, but try your best. And then hands up high and stretch, stretch. Can you reach that ceiling today? Let your shoulders down, but keep those hands up tall so you're nice and straight. And then nice flat back, looking down at our toes and hands to the floor. Back into lizard pose. Remember that knee over your ankle and sink those hips to the floor, stretching out your legs and your thighs. Then bring your foot back into high plank. Nice straight back so that your back and your legs are all one straight shape. And then sink onto your knees into clam, extended child pose, or clam as we call it. And just feel yourself sinking into the mat, sinking down, down, down as gravity pulls you to the floor. Then draw a line with your nose up the mat, belly to the floor, elbows tucked in, looking up into Sphinx pose. And then curl your toes under, push back into downward facing dog. So you can walk the dog here if you like, get an extra stretch into the back of your legs. And then looking forward to where you're going to put your feet, bring your left foot all the way forward to where your hands are to do lizard on the other side. And then bring your legs together into flat back, hands up high, stretch, 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 shoulders down, into prayer pose. Well done for round one. If you feel the need to adjust your clothing, do it now, where you get to prayer pose. But for the rest of the time, just focus on what your body is doing and how your body feels. Don't pay attention to anyone else around you or anything else that may be happening. If you focus in on your body, this is your time to listen to you. Okay, round two. Hands up high, shoulders down. Flat back, looking down at our toes. Hands on the floor, one leg back. Sink your hips into the ground. Into high plank. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Down onto your knees. Into child's pose or extended clam. Then bring your nose up the mat and look up into Sphinx before curling your toes under, pushing back into downward facing dog. Walk out that dog. Look forward, left foot forward, sink your hips down, into lunge on the other side, flat back, and then extended mountain and prayer. You're getting the hang of it now. One more round and then we'll move on to our transport yoga. Hands up high, shoulders down, flat back, hands down, one leg back, one foot back, into lizard. High plank, hold for 3, 2, 1. Down into extended child or clam pose. Sink for a moment into the floor before going into Sphinx. Curl your toes under, push back into downward facing dog. Walk out the dog and stretch those legs. Look forward, bring the left foot forward into lizard on the other side. Bring your feet together into flat back. Hands up tall for extended mountain. And bring your hands together into downward dog. Oh, hands together into downward dog. Where did that come from? Hands together into prayer. You see, sometimes I catch myself out. Okay, so which of these many forms of transport are we going to go on today? I thought we could start off with one that isn't actually here on this picture. And the reason it's not here is because you wouldn't really find it a good way to get around a city. But you would find it a really good way to go across oceans. And that is boat pose. So for boat pose, we're going to sit on our bottoms and we're going to zip up our legs and point our toes. And then we're going to balance on our bottoms, bring our legs up, and then bring our arms straight forward so that they're at the same height as our knees. How long can you hold this pose? It's a strong pose. I'm going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Woo. Can you feel it on your tummy? Just here? I can. So the next pose we're going to do is also on the sea. Wouldn't necessarily call it a form of transport, but some people could get around on it, maybe along the coast. And it might be something you've done. I can't say I have, but it's a good way of traveling, the waves. So we're going to put our feet one foot facing forward, the other foot facing the side of the mat but just slightly turned in, and we just check our feet are in the right position by making sure that the heel meets the center of the back foot. Then we bend the front knee, not over, not under, but just so that the front knee is just over the ankle of the foot. And we make sure that our bodies are nice and straight, so we're not leaning forward or bending back, but it's like we've got a nice wall there and a wall here behind us and in front of us. We're nice and straight bodies. And then we bring up our shoulders to shoulder height, and then look forward to our hand that's over the bent knee. So we're looking forward. And this is called Warrior Two pose. But for this, we are on a surfboard, sailing the waves. So let's sail those waves. Woo, down and up. Gosh, there's another big one coming. Woo, down and up. Oh, these waves, they're coming thick and fast now. Down and up we go again. Do you enjoy surfing or pretending to surf? Let's turn the other way. So put your feet the other way around, keeping your arms stretched out. Your arms might be aching a little bit now from stretching out, but just keep going. You can do it. Be positive. Try your best. Look the other way. And imagine that someone's pulling on your arms and they're stretching out your fingers as far as they can. And then we're off. There's a wave coming. Let's surf down and up. Down and up. And down and up. Whoa. Shake out your arms. Shake out your legs. That was some great surfing, guys. Really good. Woo. Give yourself a good jiggle. Feel yourself relax. We're still on the sea though, because for the next pose, we're going to put our feet back into that same position where we had one foot facing forward and one foot slightly side on. And we're going to do triangle pose. Do you remember it from the last session? And this time our triangle pose is going to be a sailboat, and we're making the shape of the sail. So stretch out your legs nice and wide, then bring one arm up and slide down the other side. And go as far as you feel comfortable. You can go to the floor if you like. I prefer to go to about here. Just make sure that you're not bending forward, that you're keeping that nice straight line of the body. And imagine that what your body's creating is the shape of the sail on the sailboat. And up we come. And let's do it on the other side. Okay, make sure your feet are in the right position. And then up we go. And sliding down to the other side. Stretching all down our side and our legs. Beautiful, beautiful sailboats sailing through the sea. So now we finally come on to the land, and we're going to become a train, just like this one here. This one looks like a super fancy train that's traveling above the city, but we might have a train that's a bit more traditional. So let's sit down, put our legs forward, zip them up tight, and point your toes at the ceiling. And I want to see a nice straight back. And this pose, very simple, it's called staff pose. And I'm going to turn it into a train by just getting our arms like so and going chugga, 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 choo, choo. Can you do that? So chugga, 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 choo, choo. Do you like being a train? Do you like travelling by train? Chugga, 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 choo, choo. Well done. Make sure your back's not all bent like this, but nice and straight, as if someone's holding a string and keeping your head up like so. Well, it's time to get off that train. because we're going on a motorbike. Whoa, wasn't expecting that, hey? So for a motorbike, we're going to have 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. And we're going to hold our handles and then push up like so. Sink down. Can you rev your engine? Rev, rev, rev. Brum, brum, brum. And can you sink a little bit lower? Brum, brum, brum. And what about a little bit lower still? Brum, brum, brum. Ooh, that's a strong stretch being on that motorbike, isn't it? Let's do the other leg. So, put 1 foot down, 1 leg down, 1 knee. Get rid of our handles. We're going to get hold of our handles. Then curl your toes under. Push yourself up. And go. Brum, brum, brum. And foot lower. Brum, brum, brum. Lower still. Brum, brum, brum. Whoa! And we're speeding through the city on a motorbike. Or maybe on the back of a motorbike with your hands around someone you love who's driving it. Make sure you've got your helmet on though. So we're going to come off a motorbike and we're going to get onto my favourite form of transport, which of course is the bike. And this bike here is quite like my bike with its little basket on the front. So for bike pose, we don't have a bike pose in yoga, but we are going to do a pose called candlestick. So follow this carefully and watch first, because once you're in position, it's really important that you don't twist your neck and look at the screen like I'm doing now. So watch what I do and then do it yourself, okay? You can always pause the video. So first of all, you lie on your back. And there's 3 parts to this. You can either just bring up your legs like so, looking straight at the ceiling with your hands by your side and pretend you're riding a bike like this. Or if you feel more confident, you can push back like so, ride your bike like this. Or you can bring your legs all the way up, but make sure that your hands are supporting your back. Can you see where my hands are? My elbows are on the floor, my hands are on my back, really helping my back stay up straight. And then we ride our bikes. Okay, so as you can see, I'm keeping my head looking straight up. Don't twist your neck when you're in this position. And if you feel comfortable at any time, come back down slowly. All right, so try have a go. Either position 1 with your legs straight up on the air and your back on the ground, or push yourself back with your legs over your face and your hands on your back, cycling like so. Or third position, feet straight up in the air, straight above you, and cycling your bike up there. And when you come down slowly through all the positions and come up to seated. So there's one form of transport that we haven't done yet, and it's this one right here, a car. So for the car, we're going to go into child pose because it's kind of that shape, isn't it? And maybe our car isn't moving. Maybe it's just parked in a car park. We'll do wide-legged clam for this. So for that, bring your knees out wide so you've got lots of space in between, and then bring your head right down to the mat. If that's too uncomfortable, bring your head down to your arms and put your hands by your feet. So you can imagine that you're a curled up car
sitting in a car park, ready to drive off. What car would you be? Perhaps you know which make or model you'd like to be. Perhaps you'd like to choose the colour of your car. I like red cars. They always stand out on the road. Or maybe a silver. And you can imagine your car, what it's like inside, whether it has soft velvet seats or perhaps it has leather interior. Who knows how you get around. It can be the car of your fantasies. It can be a car with wings that can take you flying through the air. It can be anything you want, because that is the beauty of your imagination. And so, once we've been down here just a couple of seconds more, we will come slowly back up to finish our yoga of transport. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's just do a little stretch before we move on. So, feet straight forward, toes pointing in the air, nice straight backs, arms up high, and bend forward to touch your toes. And if you can't touch your toes like this, bend your knees. That's absolutely fine. And don't give yourself a hard time. You might have extra long legs or shorter arms. We're all made differently with different size shapes and bodies. Okay. So we're going to move now on to our mindful activity. And do you remember how in the last session I said that being mindful is about taking notice of what's going on around you right now in the present, not worrying about the past or worrying about what might happen in the future, even if that is what's going to happen in 5 minutes or what happened 10 minutes ago. So the activity we're going to do today, last time we did smelling, didn't we? This time we're going to close our eyes and see what we can hear. So close your eyes and listen. Can you hear your own breath? Can you hear your own heartbeat? What can you hear around you? What can you hear further away? And can you hear the noise of the air going up your nostrils as you breathe? Well done. Open your eyes if you like. What did you manage to hear? I wonder. It's always good when we start listening because sometimes we hear things we're not expecting. And now I'm going to teach you another breathing exercise. This time it's called roller coaster breathing, and we use our hand to do it. So imagine that our hand is a roller coaster and we're going to use our other finger from our other hand to go up and down the roller coaster. Okay. And with this finger here, we're going to breathe in as we go to the top and out as we breathe down. So breathe in as we go up and out as we go down, and so on. Okay. So should we give it a go? Right. Starting now. Breathe in and out. 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 Let's try it again. And this time, try and slow your breathing down a little bit. Okay, so you're not breathing quite as fast as you normally do. Breathe in and out.
Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. I find that exercise really good if I'm struggling to get to sleep. And each time you do another roller coaster ride, cross your fingers, you try and breathe a little bit slower. It's really good for relaxing you and helping you fall asleep. So, talking of sleep and relaxation, we've now come to the Savasana part of the yoga class. Do you remember what that means? It means lying down on your mat, getting cozy and comfortable, and enjoying a little bit of relaxation after all your hard work. It's the time that your body gets a chance to process and feel all the stretching and exercise that you've just done. And it's a really important part of yoga. So don't miss it out and don't run around. Just give yourself and your body a chance to relax. All right. I hope you're now lying down, hopefully on your back with your palms facing upwards to the ceiling and your feet just relaxed out, not cross-legged. But if you find another position more comfortable, you can go into that if you like. Okay. Let your breathing go back to normal. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. So today, we're going to go for a flight in a plane. And you're with someone that you really love. And in the plane, you're rising high above the sky, up to the blue, blue sky above the clouds. And you circle over your land that you're living in, seeing cities and towns and villages, seeing wide expanses of the countryside. Maybe you even get to see the sea. You can see things on the ground that looked so big when you were down there, maybe trees and buildings that just look like little specks in the distance now. And as you fly above everything, you think, those problems that had looked so big when I was on the ground look far away and small now. And sometimes when we step back and look at things as if from a plane, things don't look so bad. We put things in perspective. And we can rise up above the clouds that come over us, the clouds that are feelings of anger and fear and all our worries. And above the clouds are the blue sky of our mind, which is always there, clear and happy. And those emotions like fear, and anxiety and stress can be like clouds that just blow away with the wind. They don't have to always be there, for the blue sky of our mind is always there, clear in the background, and the clouds are just passing through. And so we fly in the plane over a land that we love and relax as we fly far from our worries and realize that we have choice over how we let our emotions affect us. And so I will leave you to enjoy your plane ride, safe in the knowledge that you are loved and that you are safe in your imagination. And even if you've never been in a plane, you can always fly high in your imagination anytime you like. And so I will leave you for 30 seconds to enjoy watching what you can see over and out of your plane window. And now, when you're ready, sit yourself up. Bring your hands together and let's say Namaste. And the goodness in me sees the goodness in all of you. It's been a pleasure teaching you today, and I look forward to seeing you at the next yoga video. Take care for now. Bye bye.